All right, y'all, we're back again with some more Ben 10. So make sure you like and sub up if you like Ben 10. I've done a couple of these episodes. If you're new here, go ahead and check it out where we just talk about Ben 10. Nothing fancy. We just talk about it. And today, man, we're gonna go through each of the series, not counting the reboot, of each series, and we're gonna see what people thought was the worst episode. I'll give my opinion about if I think it was the worst episode. And I'm gonna be real with you, I don't think there's a super bad episode of Ben 10. Maybe I'm just a Ben 10 fiend and it's just Ben 10 is in my veins. But I don't think it's a super bad episode. But we'll see. We'll go through these. We'll take a look at it and see what like the internet decided what the worst episodes are and what people overall thought. And maybe some will shock you. Maybe some will be like, "Wait, that's really a bad episode to you?" Yeah, I don't know. We'll go through them and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This one kind of shocked me. Like I was looking it up. I looked on Google and it was like Lucky Girl was considered one of the worst episodes, and I'm like, what? Like that's just kind of I don't know. I would just never expect like something like that to like be categorized as the worst episode. Like I might have my you've seen my other videos, man. I've had my thoughts about Gwen 10. Like for me in the original series, Gwen 10 was probably the worst episode, and that's nothing against Gwen, but it's just I was so hooked on Ben by that point. It was like when Ben didn't have the watch, when Ben doesn't isn't involved in the episode or Ben doesn't have the watch, I'm unlocked. Sometimes it depends. Some shows can get away with it, but Ben 10 you need Ben in there. I'm not locked, and it was just like he knew about the watch. That's a whole I can go the whole rant about that, but he knew about the watch and it's. But it's like Lucky Girl. Ben has the watch still. It still involves Ben. It just gives Gwen a different role as opposed to just hey I'm Gwen. You know what I mean? And I'm not no tryhard when it comes to cartoons, so I'm not breaking it down like that. But it's just like yeah, like she got her powers, and it brought up the idea of her having powers in the future and set up all that. I'm pretty sure that did. Like I'm locked in, but I'm not that locked in. But it's just like odd that that's one of the worst episodes. Another one I think was worse. It said was like the big tick. I think but Cannonball debuted. So is that really super bad? Like, if it wasn't for that episode, we wouldn't have got Cannonball, and people like Cannonball. But it's like I really put and Perfect Day was there too. You get out of here with that. But like the Lucky Girl one really shocked me. So like, is that really one of the worst episodes? I didn't think it was that bad. And y'all know how I feel about Gwen 10, man. And that wasn't even Gwen 10. That was just Gwen. I don't have a problem with Gwen. It's just Gwen 10. But let me know. Do y'all think that's the worst one from the original series? I don't know. They might be bugging with that. That just shocked me. Really did shock me. All right, Alien Force. We got Grounded, which is the one I believe where Ben parents ended up finding out he had to watch, even though they found out the original, but that wasn't the right timeline. The most confusing things with cartoon bros when they bring in timelines and like Dragon Ball Z does it, but like things aren't real, but they are real. I hate that, bro. Just put one timeline. Well, I can't say hate, but it's like put one timeline. Like anyway, Grounded. I can see how that could be the worst Alien Force episode. If you had to find every episode of Alien Force and pick the worst one, I guess you could say Grounded. You're not into the parents thing, and like they're being upset. Maybe you feel some type of way, like, dang, my parents found out I was a superhero. Would they act like that? Maybe that emotional attachment like that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a Ben 10 fiend, man. You can show me. I could watch literally any episode of Ben 10, and I would not sit there like, man, it sucks. I don't want to watch that. I would literally have a smile on my face, except Gwenton. I sit there like I'd enjoy it, but I wouldn't like enjoy it because it's like, bro, Ben's supposed to have to watch. You know what? I don't know. I can't get over that. I can't get over that. I'm sorry. It's been ingrained in me since I was little. But Grounded being the worst, I don't know. We're talking about an Alien Force out of all the Alien Force. Like I said, I kind of get that. Would I put that as the worst? I don't have a worst episode of Ben 10. Well, I do, Gwenton. But like from Alien Force, I don't know. I would have to go through every episode again and do that. But Grounded, the worst out of Alien Force, Grounded. But it had a good ending at the end where his parents was like accepting of him having to watch. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that might be a little bit too controversial. I don't know. I mean, if you had to pick one, I'd probably pick Grounded 2 as the worst. Cause like out of all the episodes that they had on Alien Force, I guess Grounded. I guess the internet's right on that one. I guess you have to pick Grounded. I guess it was like it started off kind of like, bro, you shitting me? My hero, my goat. Nah. And like Ben 10 should have had a backbone. I know it's his parents, but yeah, I can kind of see how grounded. Let me know what y'all think. I can see how grounded. I can see. All right, for Ultimate Alien, people, I looked online, bro. The internet saying duped. Think that's the episode where he transformed in Echo Echo, made himself three people, went out with three different people, Julie, Kevin, and I think Gwen or something, wherever he went for the third person. Oh, the movie, and then like duped. Yeah, I'll give it to you, internet. You got it, internet. I'll give you duped out of Ultimate Alien. That's when Ultimate Alien, like when Ben started to change his personality, or I think after season one of Alien Force's personality started to change, and it went back to Ultimate. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When the Ultimate, bro, I did not notice any of that change. I did notice the change, but I ain't never thought about the change. When I was younger and Ultimate Alien came out, I was like, oh, it's Ben 10. I was not one of these people online that's like, oh my god, his personality changed. It's over. Like I ain't never been like that. I never even thought about his personality changing until I got older and started watching other people do content with Ben 10 and talk about it. It was never a thought in my head. So I feel like a lot of people when they talk about that, they too locked in. When you start to break down a character's personality in the way that they did Ben and like started clowning and hating on Ben 10, I'm about to go on a rant. Let me not go on a rant. But but yeah, like I can see how Duke could be hated because it's like man, it was kind of cool him having three. That was crazy though. He should always do that. But it was kind of crazy how he could have three different of himself and have three different watches and be able to transform. It was kind of like a filler, but it's like it helped move Julie and Ben along, I guess. I'm trying to think. I can't think of every episode of Ultimate Alien right now. I'm not gonna cap, but I can see how Duke could be the worst one. I'm trying to think about Duke for real. And was it really different? Was it really like bad? Ah, like I said, I don't think any Ben 10 episode is bad. Was Alien Force or Ultimate Alien one with the golden poop? I don't know. I'm surprised that didn't pop up. Are you saying Duped is worse than the golden poop one? Everybody, a lot of people hate the golden. I think that might have been capped. I don't remember. But a lot of people hate the golden poop episode, but it's really nothing. Like I said, a lot of people don't like when you're younger and watching this, you ain't thinking about that. Like it's when you get older and like other people are giving opinions about it is when you start really like questioning, dude, I really like this. Like, no, you liked it. But I'm going on a rant. I guess Duke, you got the internet. You got it. I'm not gonna lie to every single thing we've been looking at, this one actually surprised me for Omniverse. It was so long. Thanks for all the smoothie. That's what it's called, right? I'm like, bro, that's the one where they recreate the universe with Alien X and like everything's a copy. So now everything after that episode is like those people aren't real, but they are real. But it's kind of it kind of trips you. If you really think about it, it kind of trips you out a lot. It may bring like whoa, those people really gone, and now we have a new copy of them, but they're not the same, but they are the same. So it kind of drains you down if you really think about it. But if you don't think about it that much, you'll be good. But it's like that's the worst one of Omniverse. I was just looking online. People, that's what the main consensus. That's literally you said the main consensus of people that ranked these episodes said that's one of the worst. And it's like it was saying because often due to its poor pace and worse comedy or poor humor and slow pace. I'm like, bro, you watching Ben 10 for the what? See, that's what I mean when try hard break cartoons down to the spec. When it's just like you just gotta watch it and enjoy it. I promise you, if you watch and enjoy a lot of stuff that you hate, you just enjoy it. But that's a whole nother rant for like tryhards that get into cartoons. But bro, I gotta think. I can't think of every episode of Omniverse right now, but that's one of the worst ones. That's got to be fake. Maybe I should have done more research, bro. But these videos are kind of like just us talking, me hopping on, thinking, putting my thoughts into it. Right before the camera come on, I think about what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna do it. But it's just like, bro, you're telling me when he recreate Alien X showed up. She's saying me a worse episode is the episode where Alien X pops up. Oh no, I just thought about that. Oh no, that's invalid. I'm not agreeing with you on this one, internet. That's an L for the internet. Let me know what y'all think. That's an L for the internet. I'm sorry. All right, y'all, we gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you enjoyed this again. Like I said, every day we dropping a video, every day that I can about something related to Ben 10. It's nothing fancy. We're just sitting here having a little talk about it. And like I said, do you agree with any of these? Like, are these really? Is this all cap? This whole video cap? I'm just going off what the internet's saying, man. So let me know if y'all want to know anything else or do anything else, and I'll catch you.